Thank you for tuning in to another episode of Classified Captures. Steve here. And today we've got a wild lineup of clips ranging from secret military recordings to newly recorded UFO sightings that are sure to leave you shocked. Without wasting much time, let's dive right in. So we start today's episode in Wyoming with something rather prehistoric. A man and his neighbors had been hearing strange and bizarre sounds at night. While they'd become accustomed to hearing these sounds, it didn't sound like any animal they knew. This both frightened and intrigued them, but no one was going to risk their lives to find out what it was, until our man filming did. In the dark, he could see something move, albeit it was very dark, so he couldn't really see its full form. By some stroke of luck, he was able to take some pictures, and after working on them for a bit, they came out a tad clearer. But what he had captured was unclear. He uploaded the captures online, and many opinions came up. Some thought he'd captured a raptor, which is a small to medium-sized bipedal theropod known for its sharp claws, agility, and carnivorous nature. Some also thought it looked more like a terror bird, which is a large, flightless predatory bird from the Cenozoic era known for its powerful beak, strong legs, and ability to chase down prey in prehistoric ecosystems. The thing with these two suggestions is that they are extinct. This hasn't, however, stopped some from thinking and believing this is the real deal. There's a popular belief among some paranormals that dinosaurs may not be as extinct as we thought and may just be hiding within the hollow earth and resurfacing once in a while. Wild, I know, but do you have another explanation for this? If you thought the previous one was strange, not sure how you're going to take this next one. Yup, that's an actual capture, at least according to the one who uploaded it. We see a distinct and unusually large head on a small body that has no fur. We aren't sure if the fur was lost after the creature died or if it's always been like that. The individual who uploaded this believes it's a chupacabra, and I understand why they would think that. But is it possible we're misidentifying a known animal that may have died sick or without its fur? Even Aaron is a bit skeptical about this one, but let's hear your thoughts. What do you think we're dealing with here? A real-life chupacabra or something a bit more mundane? I'll be reading the comments for your input. Our next clip takes us all the way to Russia, where we're introduced to a rather unexpected and unusual sight. Take a look.
Речь моя, смотрите, какую я скульптуру нашла.
And yes, that's an alleged real-life UFO. It's rumored to have crash-landed while the individuals who recorded the clip were exploring the area. The design, I must say, looks impressive and realistic, but, well, it does look a little too small for what I'd expect a UFO to be. I know what you're thinking. Why didn't this go viral? Well, the answer, according to the uploader, is simple. The government. The military allegedly got there a few minutes after the crash, forced them out of the site, and started censoring their posts. Given what we know about Russia, that's like getting a slap on the wrist if this is true. I'd expect a more brutal response, such as, permanently silencing them. Anyway, do you think this is real, or is someone just trying to get their 5 minutes of fame?
Речь моя, смотрите, какую я скульптуру нашла.
Remember the blue sphere from Manchester that was featured in our recent episode? Well, there's an update, and it's even more confusing. So, this clip was not recorded in the UK. No, it was actually recorded in Arizona on December the 1st, so not too long after Manchester. The big question on everyone's mind is, why? Nobody knows. The only connection we can make is the fact that there has been a surge in UFO sightings reported across the state. Could this sphere have something to do with the surge, or is the surge what brought the sphere there? So many questions, yet no answers. Does any of you know what might be happening here? Please feel free to share. What would you do if you found human remains while exploring the woods? Leave the place and not return, right? Well, the individual who recorded the upcoming video did the exact opposite, and this is why. They wanted to get to the bottom of whatever they had encountered. When they returned, they hung a trail camera in the area and captured what you're seeing on your screen. In the beginning, they didn't know what it was that they were looking at, but after a few seconds, it became apparent. It was definitely the big guy. Although we don't see much of him, from what we do see, we can tell he's huge. He appears to have fur all over his body and moves those branches with ease, which will suggest strength or muscle, as some like to put it. While many in the paranormal community are convinced these guys may have caught a glimpse of the Bigfoot, some are skeptical. They feel the whole thing might have been a setup. Even among those who don't think it's a setup, something doesn't sit right. What was Bigfoot doing with human remains? I guess we'll never really know. Moving on, we've got what I like to call one of the closest encounters we have ever shared.
Watch out, you better not die, you better not crash, I'm telling you why, 'cause you told your wife you're at work.
This clip starts off with a man singing and telling himself not to crash because he came skiing when he told his wife he was at work. It was a humorous start, and I was expecting something funny to happen until his GoPro, which is what I'm assuming he's using, caught wind of something humanoid walking to his right. From what we briefly see, it's humanoid with a human gait and fur all around. There's no way that area has chimps living it, which leads to one conclusion. That's right, the big guy, Bigfoot. Most individuals like myself always suspect the Yeti would be the one to be found in these areas, but perhaps I and everyone else like me is wrong. What do you think?
Watch out, you better not die, you better not crash, I'm telling you why, 'cause you told your wife you're at work.
Möge deine Reise durch diese Welt dich mit wundervollen Augenblicken erfüllen.
When I started collecting clips for today's episode, I was open to a lot of things, but what I wasn't counting on was this, an AI-powered deity. If you were as confused as I am when I originally heard this, it's simple. There's a rendered face of Jesus powered by the power of AI that allows people to ask questions and receive responses. This has actually been installed in a Swiss church to take the confessions, and the intriguing thing is, 2/3 of those who attended to by this AI-powered God claim to have had a spiritual awakening. While I'm not here to argue over people's supernatural beliefs, Julius did mention something which I believe is worth discussing: privacy. The thing with AI is that it's learned by training on data. The likelihood of the confessions and data of the individuals who make them being stored somewhere is very high. This means it can be assessed by whoever is in charge of the whole thing. Beyond these privacy concerns, is an AI-powered god something you're willing and ready to worship and give into? Let's hear your thoughts in the comments section.
Möge deine Reise durch diese Welt dich mit wundervollen Augenblicken erfüllen.
Imagine running into this immediately after a rain. Your first thoughts and impressions would be, this has got to be some sort of insect swarm, right? Well, that's exactly what the individual recording thought until he got closer and realized that they weren't insects at all. So what were they? That's the thing, he doesn't know. They did look like a couple of magnetized metallic fragments that were bonding together. The last time we checked, such a thing shouldn't exist, so what could be going on here? Some think it's the government at it again. They think it's geoengineering or weather modification. Others think it might be alien. A subsect of the paranormal community, however, remains skeptical. They state he could just have tested his hypothesis by deploying a magnet. The lack of a magnet is proof to them the whole thing is fake and made up for likes and views. But what's your opinion? We'd love to know.
อย่างใหญ่เลยน่าจะปิดที่อะไรแล้วก็ตายจมน้ำตายอันนี้น่าจะแค่ครึ่งท่อนหลังนะตัวอะไรครับเนี่ยอนาคอนดาใช่ไหมตรงปากทางเข้าแยกฮอนด้า
That's exactly what you think it is, a giant snake. I knew some snakes could get really large, but that's on a whole different level. It appears to have recently eaten just before the flag, given its protruded belly. At least that was my working theory until Julius showed up from nowhere and stated that the python had drowned. I argued it was moving, but he stated it only appeared to be moving because of the water not being still. I'm not sure how I feel about this one, but does any of you know which exact species this python is? Let's hear your thoughts in the comments section.
นี่อย่างใหญ่เลยน่าจะปิดที่อะไรแล้วก็ตายจมน้ำตายอันนี้น่าจะแค่ครึ่งท่อนหลังนะตัวอะไรครับเนี่ยอนาคอนดาใช่ไหมตรงปากทางเข้าแยกฮอนด้า
Están viendo lucecita allá adelante. El video se ha zarpado, ¿no? Buenísimo. Es un ovni.
I know that clip may have taken you off guard and stunned you, but I doubt you're as stunned as the individuals in this clip. They all noticed this unnatural and eerie red glow in the sky and decided to take a photo. We're not told where this is, but one person uploaded it to our paranormal pages, and a debate started right away. Some were convinced it had to be UFOs, whereas others thought we were dealing with nothing but a strange yet natural phenomenon. They even suggested it might be a celestial body or planet seldom seen. I know all of this is intriguing, but which of these do you think might be the actual truth?
Están viendo lucecita allá adelante. El video se ha zarpado, ¿no? Buenísimo. Es un ovni.
I really miss home. I hate being here. Trish, I love you. I wish I could be home with you too. I know we.
So this clip starts off casually with what looks like a serene and everyday scene. A man is on screen talking to his audience. A few seconds in and something unusual starts to happen. The sweater on his bed falls, but that's not so weird, right? After all, clothing can and actually does fall when not placed correctly. Either way, he gets distracted by it and turns around. Just as he's looking at it, something moves violently in his closet. After watching the clip, it just didn't add up, so I searched for the original post and discovered something. The man in the clip claims he was recording a vlog for his family back home while stationed in Iraq, expressing his love and longing for them when an eerie voice and his locker door slamming open abruptly left him terrified, prompting him to request a room change. In other words, he heard a voice there before the movements, which makes him believe there was a ghost there with him. Naturally, this has left the community divided. Some claim it has to be real, whereas others are skeptical, stating no true soldier would share the details of his assignment, let alone place something like this online. You've seen the clip. What do you guys also think?
Trish, I love you. I wish I could be home with you too. I know we.
A young woman was out one snowy night, walking alone around the reservation when something chilling happened. Take a listen. What is that? A loud, piercing scream echoed through the area, sharp enough to send shivers down anyone's spine. The sound resonated, cutting through the cold, silent night. She was completely alone, and it had just snowed heavily, meaning most people were likely tucked away in the warmth of their homes. So she panned her camera around, trying to find the source of the scream, but there was nothing in sight, just darkness and snow-covered ground. This eerie event has left people in a frenzy, speculating about what could have caused the sound. Some believe it might be a skinwalker, others suggest it could be a banshee. So what do you think it is?
Ooh, a fairy! Wait, actually, what the hell? Guys, that does not look like an ordinary mug. Okay, I'm catching this fairy, bro. What the frick?
In this next footage, a group of friends was hanging out late one night when something unexpected flew by. At first glance, it seemed to be a glowing insect like a firefly. That's what everyone thought until it got closer to the camera. As the creature approached, it became clear that this was no ordinary firefly. Unlike fireflies, which only have a small glowing spot in their bodies, this creature's entire body seemed to glow. Its wings moved incredibly fast, making it difficult to make out distinct features, but the way it darted around was mesmerizing. What could this be? Most insects are easy to identify, but this one's glowing form and unusual movement have led many to believe this could be a fairy. What do you think?
Ooh, a fairy! Wait, actually, what the hell? Guys, that does not look like an ordinary mug. Okay, I'm catching this fairy, bro. What the frick?
Over here, bro. Oh my god, bro.
Oh my god.
It hit over here, trees, bro. It's behind the houses now.
A couple in Arizona was driving home late at night after an evening out when they noticed something unusual as they approached their driveway. Hovering above one of their neighbors' houses were two strange objects. The couple immediately began recording, capturing footage of the crafts. As you can see, these are not drones or helicopters. The objects are circular with lights glowing around their edges, hovering in the night sky. In the background, you can hear the couple reacting in shock and disbelief, their voices filled with awe and fear as they try to make sense of what they're seeing. What do you think these objects are? Could this really be a UFO?
Oh my god.
It hit over here, trees, bro. It's behind the houses now.
In this video, a woman set up her phone to film herself while comparing new hair clip-ins to her natural hair, ensuring the colors matched perfectly. She was home alone with her toddler, who was quietly playing out of view on the floor. Focusing entirely on her task, she had no idea anything unusual was happening. But then, in the background, something strange happened. For a brief moment, a forehead seemed to peek out from behind her raised arm. It was subtle, almost too easy to miss. She didn't notice a thing at the time, too busy with her hair. It wasn't until later, when she reviewed the footage, that she spotted the eerie figure. A shiver ran down her spine. She was absolutely certain no one else was in the house. So who or what was it? Could it have been an uninvited guest, a trick of the light, or something paranormal? Everyone is entitled to their beliefs, especially when it comes to religion. For Christians, faith in Jesus is central, though most have never seen him in person, only relying on stories from the Bible. But what if someone actually captured an image of him? This photograph, taken by a woman on a plane, has sparked that very question. She was flying during a storm when turbulence began to shake the aircraft violently. As fear gripped her, she said a quick prayer, asking for protection and calm. Miraculously, just minutes later, the storm subsided and a strange sense of peace filled the cabin. Compelled by an unexplainable urge, she reached for her camera and snapped a picture out of the window into the stormy skies. She didn't think much of it until after she landed and took the photo to be developed. When she saw the image, she was stunned. There, in the clouds, was the figure of a man in a white robe with arms outstretched. She believes this was Jesus appearing to her in the midst of the storm. The story has left many wondering. What are your thoughts? Do you believe this woman captured an image of Jesus, or is it open to interpretation? A professional photographer on tour in Egypt visited the famous Sekhmet statue, a sacred relic of ancient Egyptian history. While there, he took this intriguing photo of the statue. At first glance, it appears to be an ordinary image of the statue itself, but look closely just next to the statue. There's a blurry figure. It seems to resemble a person standing by the statue. Here's where it gets eerie. The photographer insists that there was no one else present when he took the photo. He was alone in the room. The photo quickly caught attention and was examined by experts. One noted that the blurry figure bears an uncanny resemblance to depictions of ancient Egyptian royalty. Look at the attire. It seems to feature traditional robes and even a headpiece reminiscent of those worn by rulers of old. How is this possible? What would you think the mysterious figure could be?
So this USB cable right here cost me over 350,000 naira. The question is why? This is just an ordinary cable that you can plug into your iPhone and it charges the phone. But this is not just an ordinary USB cable. This is actually a hacking tool.
Have you ever borrowed a phone charging cable? You might want to think twice before doing it again. A new type of USB cable has surfaced and it poses a serious security risk. This innocent-looking cable has an inbuilt memory chip and functions as a hacking tool. When you plug it into your phone to charge, your device powers up as expected, but that's not all. Unbeknownst to you, the person who gave you the cable can gain unauthorized access to your phone. They can retrieve sensitive data, passwords, and other personal information without you ever realizing it. Originally, this type of cable was reportedly used by the NSA as part of their high-level surveillance operations. However, after an internal memo was leaked, the technology made its way into the mainstream, where it can now be exploited by cybercriminals. So always be cautious about those cables you're using. Carry your own charging equipment whenever you go out to avoid falling victim to this sneaky method of hacking.
And these cables come in all forms, type A, type C, even lightning like this one. And here's the funny thing, it works on both iOS and Android seamlessly.
The idea of living in a simulation is something that has intrigued humanity for years, and it's only gaining more traction. Recently, I came across a fascinating video on Instagram by MacLeod. In it, he delves into the story of Robert Monroe, a man whose experience might just challenge everything we believe about reality.
Do you welcome Robert Monroe? What is an out-of-body experience?
Well, an out-of-body experience is a state of being, a state of awareness, a state of action, separate and apart from the physical body. About 25% of the population throughout the world, I guess, has this spontaneously take place that they're aware of at least once in their lifetime.
Robert Monroe had incredible natural abilities to leave his body, to see things he shouldn't have seen. Long story short, Bob Monroe wanted to make sure that number one, he wasn't crazy, and number two, that his experiences were replicable by a scientific process.
Robert Monroe was an influential figure, widely known for his ability to astral project, which is essentially to leave his physical body and explore the world in a non-physical form. Through these experiences, Monroe reportedly uncovered insights that suggest our existence may not be as real as we think. He even provided explanations and accounts that point to the possibility that we're living in a simulated reality. In his writings and teachings, Monroe detailed what he encountered during his astral travels, dimensions beyond our own, beings with extraordinary capabilities, and most strikingly, the idea that our world could be an elaborate construct. This wasn't just a speculation. Monroe spent years refining his technique and documenting his findings, drawing both believers and skeptics. So what do you think? Could Monroe have truly tapped into something beyond, or is it just another theory about the nature of existence?
What happens? What happens?
Well, what happens is that you as an individual suddenly find yourself, for one reason or another, apart from your physical body, and yet you can think, you can be, you can act, but your physical body is in some other location. It may be only 2 inches away or 2,000 miles away.
Strange things have been happening across East Idaho. Residents have reported hearing loud, unexplained booms that are so powerful they shake homes. These booms occur multiple times a week and have left many baffled. While some local news outlets have attributed the sounds to skyquakes, many believe there's more to the story. One Idaho resident, Aaron, has been sharing his experience on TikTok.
This has been happening all over East Idaho in several small towns, especially out in the country where it's quieter. But we've been hearing loud booms, like explosions, specifically at night, over the past 2 months.
He's been documenting the mysterious booms even after allegedly being approached by law enforcement and asked to take his videos down.
Shortly after posting my video about the booms, I have a law enforcement friend. He came over to my house and said, "Hey, Aaron, it'd be a good idea to pull the video you posted about the booms and not talk about it anymore." He didn't tell me if he knew what they were or what they were doing it for, but he says as an agency, they've been told to deny, deflect, and diffuse.
Aaron refused, continuing to post updates and theories about what might be causing these earth-shaking sounds. Things got even weirder when a seismologist who had set up devices to investigate the phenomenon and was preparing to release a story about the booms suddenly passed away from a heart attack.
Before they could actually run the story, he had a heart attack, and he's gone. So that got me thinking that there's something going on with these booms that we're not supposed to know about. So if I stop making videos, guys, you'll know why.
This unexpected death only fueled speculation, with many wondering if there was a deliberate effort to suppress information. However, Aaron's most recent video has raised even more concern among his followers. In this clip, Aaron is seen cooking beans and salted pork, but viewers couldn't help but notice that something was off.
I've been talking a lot about the booms lately, and today I'm going to show you how to make natural booms, and that's with beans.
He appeared not quite like his usual self. Some even speculated that he might have been coerced or tampered with in some way. Could the higher-ups have gotten to Aaron? Are these strange booms connected to something being hidden from the public? What do you think is happening in East Idaho?
Just because I know a lot of you are worried about me, so I want to get a video out just to let you know I'm okay and everything's normal. We're even still talking about the booms a little bit. Just cooking the beans.
Let's dive into another mystery, this time from Japan. Residents in a quiet community captured these intriguing images during the evening, and they've left everyone puzzled. In the photos, you can see 9 glowing pillars of light piercing through the sky. These radiant beams appeared to stretch from the sky into the air, yet no one in the area reported seeing anything on the ground that could have produced them. No large lights, no machinery, nothing. What makes this even more bizarre is that there's no clue or explanation as to how these lights got there. Some speculate there could be a rare atmospheric phenomenon, perhaps caused by ice crystals reflecting light. Others are convinced this is evidence of something otherworldly, like a signal or a portal. So what do you think these mysterious light pillars could be?
You guys hear that? Something out there. What the fuck? Hey, what the is that?
A group of men went out in the woods late one night to hunt. As they parked their car at the tree line and prepared to step out, they were met with an unexpected and chilling sound. From deep within the forest came a loud guttural growl resonating through the trees. The sound was so intense that it froze them in their tracks. Rather than pressing forward, they decided to stay put, unsure of what might be out there. One of the men pulled out his phone and began recording, hoping to capture any movement or clue about the creature making the noise. While nothing was spotted, the sound itself left the men convinced that this was no ordinary animal. They believed the growl came from a Bigfoot, a warning to stay out of its territory. Could this really be a Bigfoot guarding its domain, or could it be an elusive predator native to the area? What do you think?
Hey! What the are you? Something pissed off out there.
Some games aren't for the faint of heart, and this footage might just prove it. 2 girls decided to play a light-hearted race game involving an elevator. One of them left her phone recording inside the elevator while they both ran down the stairs trying to meet the elevator on the lower floor before it arrived. The game seemed simple enough, but what happened next was anything but ordinary. By the time the elevator reached the lower floor, the girls were still nowhere in sight. The elevator doors opened and closed again. The strange thing, there were no sounds around, no buttons being pressed. It was just the elevator moving as if it had a mind of its own. Then things took an eerie turn. As the doors continued their strange behavior, a woman's voice could be faintly heard coming from inside the empty elevator. The words were unclear, but the presence of a voice where there should have been silence was chilling. Moments later, the two girls finally appeared. What do you think happened? UFO sightings seem to be growing more frequent and vivid lately, and this footage adds to the mystery.
Look at the way it looks! Look! Do y'all see that?
I told you.
That's a UFO, bro.
Right.
It was captured by a group of people one stormy night. The sky was lit with flashes of lightning. The weather was heavy, and rain was just about to fall. As the lightning illuminated the dark clouds, they noticed something unusual. There was a massive, circular object partially visible in the sky. The object appeared to have the classic saucer shape often associated with UFOs. It wasn't fully visible, almost as if it were cloaked or embedded within the clouds, but the brief lightning flashes gave just enough of a glimpse to raise questions. It's hard to dismiss this as just a trick of light. The structure appeared too defined and too deliberate to be a natural phenomenon. Could this be a craft hiding in plain sight?
What is that?
That's a UFO.
Oh shit.
You see it?
Yeah, it looks like a, oh.
What is that? Wait.
Imagine sitting in a quiet office, casually monitoring the security cameras at your workplace when something chilling catches your eye. This is exactly what happened to a shop manager who was reviewing footage late one evening. On the monitor, he noticed a pale face peeking out from behind the door. It looked like the face of a woman, but half of her face appeared distorted, almost as though it was melting or unnaturally blurred. Startled, the manager quickly turned his phone camera to a point at the actual door, expecting to see someone there. But when he looked directly at the spot where the face should have been, there was no one there. It became clear that the security camera was capturing something his eyes couldn't see, possibly an entity or ghost lingering in the shop. Who could this mysterious figure be? Was she someone tied to the shop's past, or just a lost soul making her presence known? A hiker recently shared some intriguing footage captured during one of his outdoor adventures. Deep in the wilderness, he spotted this massive creature covered in long, shaggy fur. The fur on its face was especially striking, longer and more unkempt than what you'd see in the usual Bigfoot footage. The creature was sitting on the ground, unaware of being watched as it calmly picked at its fur. Even from a distance, its sheer size was astonishing. The hiker estimated if it stood up, it would easily have been around 8 to 9 feet tall. The footage is remarkably clear, and it's one of the most convincing evidence compared to most Bigfoot sightings, yet skeptics think it might just be a person in a costume. What do you think?
Check this video. Do you hear that? Yes.
Two men decided to explore an abandoned sewer tunnel, hoping to uncover some mysteries locked within. There seemed to be a sealed mesh door blocking their entry. Despite their efforts, the door was impossible to open, forcing them to remain outside the tunnel. As they lingered, strange sounds began to echo from deep within the tunnel. They were eerie noises that seemed to carry a mysterious presence. The men couldn't see anything beyond the mesh, but the sounds were enough to send chills down their spines. Some believe it could be an animal, while others suspect something more sinister, perhaps a cryptid. Aaron suspects the latter, but what say you?
Show this video. Do you hear that?
Yes.
A cat owner came home one day and noticed her feline companion playing with the curtains. At first, she thought it was adorable and even chuckled at its antics. But then, something strange caught her attention. The cat stopped playing and turned to stare at her. Its eyes were glowing red, looking onto her with an intensity that sent a chill down her spine. This did not feel normal. Cats have often been linked to the supernatural. Could this be a sign of something beyond the ordinary? What do you think?
This is a beautiful video. There you can see the clouds behind.
In 2007, Antonio Ursi, a man known for his UFO sightings, captured a remarkable piece of footage. The video, taken from a window on his roof, shows a UFO in the sky in stunning clarity. Ursi has reportedly seen UFOs numerous times flying over the area before, and he managed to document several of these encounters on video. His recordings gained attention for their vivid detail, sparking debates within the UFO community about their authenticity. While some believe Ursi's footage to be genuine evidence of extraterrestrial craft, others argue it could be fabricated or misinterpreted phenomenon such as drones or reflections. Nonetheless, the sharpness and consistency of his footage continue to intrigue researchers and enthusiasts alike. What's your take on Ursi's work?
This is a beautiful video. There you can see the clouds behind.
On December the 4th, 2024, witnesses captured footage of unusual lights streaking across the sky. The lights appeared to be emanating from objects descending toward Earth, sparking widespread curiosity and debate. Some observers suggest that the phenomenon might be space debris re-entering Earth's atmosphere and burning up as it falls. This explanation aligns with the fiery trails and bright flashes often associated with atmospheric re-entry. Others, however, speculate that the lights could be UFOs. What are your thoughts? Could this be a routine cosmic event, or are we witnessing something extraordinary? This footage, reportedly taken in Antarctica, has been labeled as forbidden and has sparked a wave of speculation. The video shows a fleet of disc-shaped UFOs flying in formation, heading toward a specific direction in the sky. The idea of Antarctica being a secret alien base has been a persistent theory in UFO lore. Supporters of this theory argue that the continent's remoteness, harsh climate, and restricted access make it an ideal location for extraterrestrial activity or covert operations. Does this footage lend credibility to those claims? What do you think?
Okay, this is Mako. Are you seeing this? I don't know what to do. If we push that ass off, they're just going to shoot him down.
This footage shows a bird stuck in mid-air, giving the impression that it's frozen in time. While it appears to be gliding, its body doesn't move forward as expected, as though an unseen force is holding it in place. Some suggest natural explanations, like the bird encountering a strong headwind that matches its flying speed, creating the illusion of it being stationary. In rare cases, technical glitches in video recording equipment, such as frame rate synchronization issues, can also produce this effect. However, others see it as evidence of something more mysterious, perhaps a glitch in reality or even an unexplainable force at play. You've seen it too. What say you? Personally, I know for a fact that this is real, as I've been up on places where I've seen birds do this right in front of my eyes. I'm just saying.
Where's he gone? What's up, man?
A man was alone in the woods and decided to turn on his camera and record his surroundings. While scanning the area, he captured something eerie. There was an old figure walking by. The figure had the shape of an older person draped in a robe. What made the sighting particularly unsettling was how the figure seemed to appear out of nowhere, walking calmly before disappearing right next to an abandoned structure in the woods. After the figure disappeared, he walked closer to check if it was an actual person, but there was no one there.
Where's he gone? What's up, man?
This next one comes from a security camera at a museum in St. Petersburg, Russia, and it's nothing short of unsettling. The video shows what appears to be a humanoid figure moving about the museum. However, this is no ordinary figure. It looks like a mass of black smoke shaped like a human, eerily hovering over and around various items on the display. The smoky apparition moves fluidly, almost as if it's inspecting the artifacts before dissipating or vanishing from sight. Some believe this could be evidence of a paranormal entity, possibly a spirit tied to the museum's artifacts. What do you think? If you thought that was weird, you might want to hold onto your feathers, because we've got a bird breaking all the rules of avian physics. We know you've seen birds fly, but have you seen them do this? Now, this isn't your typical bird flight routine. No, sir. This bird's got moves that could leave David Blaine scratching his head. The feathered creature gracefully takes one step at a time, so calmly, like it's a normal thing to do. It's as if there were invisible stairs in the sky. Is it a case of feathered magic, or could this be an elaborate hoax to make fun of us? While I want to believe something like this is possible, it clearly has to be edited. It can't be real. Or can it? This footage was taken in Anna, Illinois. It looks like some sort of stormy cloud, and it's very terrifying. A little research and Julius discovered it was called a storm wall. Aaron believes it was the wrath of the gods, but thank God we have Julius for things like this. Storm walls, also known as shelf clouds, are captivating weather phenomena. Typically manifesting at the forefront of thunderstorms, they form when cold air descends, displacing and uplifting the warmer air ahead, resulting in distinctive and occasionally dramatic cloud formations. Shelf clouds look like wedges along the horizon, giving a kind of scary appearance, but they can make beautiful views. They're not tornadoes or wall clouds linked to severe weather. Instead, they happen because of the complicated mix of air movements during thunderstorms. Have you ever seen anything like this before? Share with us in the comments section. After a snowstorm, a man went walking through the forest when he came across a strange spectacle in the woods. There was some sort of white smoke coming from a tree. Now it's very curious because it just snowed and there was no indication of a fire being lit up. This situation sparks talks on the internet. A theory emerges suggesting that the tree might serve as a clandestine passageway to an underground bunker, with the smoke serving as a telltale sign of covert activity below. You might want to hold on to your adventure hats because it seems the sewers have become the newest chapter in the book of strange sightings. A YouTube crew embarked on a sewer expedition but ended up coming across a creature straight out of the Mesozoic era. The sewer-dwelling enigma zips by, revealing itself as a creature that wouldn't be out of place in a dinosaur documentary. Are we witnessing a secret society of urban dinosaurs, or did a time-traveling T-Rex take a wrong turn and end up in the wrong millennium? Although we may never have the answer to this, my money is on the first. What about you? Animals have their natural habitats, so it's sometimes curious to see them in places where they're not supposed to be. In this footage, for instance, taken in a sewer pipe, an unexpected creature was spotted nestled in the sewers: an alligator. Alligators are known to live in fresh water, swamps, marshes, or lakes, so how did it make their way into the sewer? At first glance, you might think this gator took a wrong turn at the swamp, but considering its size, it likely got swept into the sewers during some wild water escapade. After the sun had gone down, someone captured this candid moment. In the plain blue sky with no indication of sunlight, two vibrant orange rays tear through the fabric of the sky, casting an otherworldly glow on the earth. Pretty cinematic, right? Now, the scientific explanation would lean towards crepuscular rays, those beautiful beams of sunlight filtering through gaps in the clouds or terrain. They're like nature's own spotlight, creating this awe-inspiring display. However, I get it, there's something almost mystical about it that makes you pause. Could this be just a natural phenomenon, or is there something else at play here? Sometimes the beauty of nature just has that effect on us, making us ponder the wonders of the universe. Whether it's a trick of the light or something more magical, moments like this certainly make the world feel a bit more enchanting. Don't you agree? In this next footage, we're faced with another one of those mysterious sea creatures. This one looks like a giant spider with extremely long legs. Some say that this is a big fin squid. Big fin squid, also known as Magnappina, a deep-sea squid known for their long, slender arms and unique fin structures. These deep-sea creatures are often encountered in exploration of the ocean depths, and their appearance can be quite unusual and mysterious. What stories does this spider-like denizen of the deep carry, and how does it contribute to the ever-expanding narrative of the marine marvels? Humans often think that they're very creative and have a better understanding of everything, but this footage might just humble you. Here we have an animal on a table. My question is, what animal do you think that is? I know someone will say it's an absurd question because it's obvious we're looking at a dog, but wait until the creature moves. See? I got you. That was a white cat. It just had some dark spots on its back that made it look like the head of a dog when lying down. I bet this cat could be lying down among dogs and they would not even notice. This is like the premium version of a body makeover. A chameleon could never. It's been a while since we've had this, but thought it might be the best time to have it returned. This is the bonus segment where you get to tell me what it is that we're dealing with. Once you believe you have an answer, just type it in the comments section and we'll send a shout out to whoever has the first right answer. So, what is this? If you know the answer, you know what to do. Start your answer with the word bonus so we can easily find it. Tell us what the creature is and why it looks the way it looks in the capture. All the best. In various religious traditions, angels are considered to be spiritual beings created by a higher power, such as God or a supreme deity. They are highly revered and play a significant role in different religions.
Angelic vision at sunset on this night of the papal election. We had more than a few viewers write in saying that they spotted this cloud and they say it resembles an angel.
On a day that was not disclosed but rumored to be the day a pope was named, a peculiar sighting made it to the news. It was a uniquely shaped cloud that was spotted over Palm Beach County. The cloud appeared to be in the form of a giant being with widespread wings resembling an angel. It's worth noting that although some natural phenomena cause people to see clouds shaped like familiar objects, this particular cloud was distinct due to its unusual shape. The interesting thing also is the fact that many saw it as well. Take this comment for instance. It's important to keep in mind that although angels are not considered to be cloud beings, their depiction as winged beings has been a common theme throughout history, making the sighting a fascinating and thought-provoking one.
This was sent in by Rob just a few minutes ago. You can see that cloud angel off in the distance, high in the sky, around sunset.
During the recent total solar eclipse, a family decided to head out to witness the celestial event. However, after the eclipse, they were in for a surprise when they spotted something questionable in the sky.
Whoa, what's that? Whoa! Oh my, I knew it's a left-wing cover-up. This is what they're covering
Wait,
up.
what is that?
Take a picture. Take a picture. TMZ will buy it.
It's a drone?
Drones don't light up like that. That's an alien right there.
Looking toward the horizon, they noticed a glowing red sphere amidst the clouds. The sun was setting at this time, and the clouds were getting darker, but there was a mysterious red glow in the sky that caught their attention. The strange red light persisted for a while before fading into nothingness, but the family was left with several questions. What could this glowing red sphere have been, and where did it come from? Could it have been related to the lunar eclipse or something else entirely? A number of individuals who saw it thought it was a flare. One individual, however, insisted it was a CERN portal that had been exposed by the eclipse. A small section stated that they also experienced it, but couldn't explain what it was. I did some digging around and couldn't come up with anything. These sightings have piqued the interest of many, and it's unclear what they signify. What do you think that they could be?
Holy, what the hell is that? It confirmed that the eclipse is a cover-up for alien activity.
Jonathan, look at it.
The deep state is lying to us.
Look at it.
Mostly the alien said, which I thought was interesting, was military people that had him ask, is your technology natural? It said everything is natural. Now, I don't know that I believe that totally, but everything has to come from one source, right? To a certain extent, even the devil came from God, right? Is technology a natural extension of humanity?
In an intriguing interview, Tony Merkels shared his experience interacting with an alien creature. During their conversation, he claims to have inquired about the source of their advanced technology. The response, according to him, was surprising. The alien explained that their technology was entirely natural, not built or engineered as humans understand it. Merkels then elaborated on the alien's perspective, suggesting that all humanoid beings, from Bigfoot to extraterrestrial entities, originate from the same source as humans. The difference, he claims, arises because these beings took different evolutionary or developmental paths. While humans pursued a path heavily reliant on technology, these beings chose an alternative, non-technological path. This theory is both fascinating and controversial. If true, it can imply a shared cosmic ancestry for various humanoid species, with a divergence being shaped by their environments, choices, or adaptations. The idea that Bigfoot and other cryptids are humanoid beings on a separate evolutionary trajectory adds an intriguing twist to the discussion. What do you think?
Supposedly the alien said, which I thought was interesting, was military people that had him ask, is your technology natural? It said everything is natural. Now, I don't know that I believe that totally, but everything has to come from one source, right? To a certain extent, even the devil came from God, right? Is technology a natural extension of humanity?
And with that, we end today's episode. Thank you for staying with us. Before you go, are there clips and videos you think we should have featured by now that we haven't? Well, the good news is you can share them with us and we'll post them crediting you. Please send any such footage, including ones you recorded yourself, to us via classifiedcaptures@gmail.com. We'll do our thing and include it in our next episode. We can't wait to receive what you have. Share this video with someone you love, and I will see you in the next one.